Envy is an emotion as old as humanity itself, one that has played a pivotal role in shaping our world. In the biblical tale of Cain and Abel, envy is the central force that drives Cain to commit the first murder, unable to bear the sight of his brother's favor with God. Cain's envy stems not from his brother's actions, but from his perception of the injustice of God's blessing. It was Cain's failure to understand his own worth, his own purpose, and his own potential that led to his destructive actions. The lesson here is profound. Envy is not inherently evil. Rather, it is the action driven by that envy that can lead to ruin. The evil is not in the feeling of envy, but in how we allow it to guide our decisions, our relationships, and our actions. The good in envy is that it points us towards something important, our own potential, the uniqueness of our own abilities, and the need to reflect on our path in life. The feeling of envy arises when we see something that we wish we had or someone else's success that we covet. But this feeling, though uncomfortable, is an invitation to look inward. It asks us to consider why we are envious, to understand what it is we truly want, and to explore how we might cultivate that desire in a healthy and productive way. The good in envy is that it forces us to acknowledge our desires and pushes us toward growth. Rather than allowing envy to consume us, we must use it as a catalyst for self-improvement. Envy becomes evil when it causes us to act against others or ourselves, when it becomes the driving force behind harmful decisions, destructive actions, and self-loathing. The absolute evil of envy is the paralysis it can create, the inability to act in a way that leads to growth, both as an individual and as a society. Envy that is unchecked turns into bitterness, resentment, and actions that hurt others. It clouds our judgment, making us see others as competitors rather than collaborators. But when we recognize the deeper source of our envy, we can transform it into a force for good. The transformation of envy into a gift lies not in isolating ourselves and focusing solely on individual gain, but in the collective approach. Society at large must acknowledge that envy is not just a personal struggle. It is a shared experience, one that can either divide us or unite us. In a world where the haves and the have-nots are increasingly divided, envy creates a sense of scarcity, fueling anger and resentment. However, the antidote to this divide is the understanding that the abundance of life is not limited, and that each individual's success contributes to the whole. The true gift of envy is recognizing the interconnectedness of all, and how the success of one can lift others up rather than diminish their own worth. As we move further into an age defined by technology and interconnection, envy has only become more prevalent. With the rise of social media, it is easier than ever to compare ourselves to others. The curated lives of others, those who appear to have everything we desire, are just a click away. This constant exposure can feed our envy and make us feel inadequate. But it is precisely in these moments that the gift of envy reveals its deeper meaning. The moment we feel envy, we are confronted with our own desires and our own perception of lack. It is here that we have a choice. Will we allow envy to consume us, or will we use it as a compass to guide us toward growth and improvement? Envy also serves as a reminder of our shared humanity. It exposes the fragility of our egos and the vulnerability that we all face in trying to find our place in the world. It is natural to feel envy when we see someone else succeeding in ways we long for ourselves. But it is also natural to feel compassion when we recognize that others, too, are driven by their own desires, struggles, and fears. Envy, therefore, can open the door to empathy. It allows us to see not just the external accomplishments of others, but the internal struggles they face as they work toward their goals. Rather than fostering resentment or rivalry, we can choose to turn envy into an opportunity for connection. By recognizing that we are all in this together, that we each have our own path to follow and our own lessons to learn, envy becomes less about competition and more about shared growth. When we let go of the need to compare ourselves to others, we are free to celebrate the unique journey of each individual. The success of another is not a threat to our own worth, but a reminder that there is more than enough success, happiness, and fulfillment to go round. The solution to envy, then, is not to focus solely on personal achievement or material gain, but to foster a sense of collective abundance. As we work toward a society that values gift-giving, sharing, and mutual support, we turn envy into a powerful tool for creating positive change. Envy, when properly understood, is an indication that there is something in the world that calls out to us, something that is missing from our lives or society, and by striving to meet that need, we contribute to the greater good. In the current age, envy is pervasive, particularly in societies that place immense value on material wealth and social status. The chasm between the rich and the poor has never been wider, and with it, envy festers. It is tempting to view others with envy, to see their success as a reflection of our own inadequacies. However, it is essential to recognize that envy can be the seed for something much greater, the growth of compassion, empathy, and collective action. We must challenge the toxic narrative that the success of one diminishes the worth of another. Instead, we must embrace the understanding that everyone has a unique path, and our own envy can guide us toward our own purpose if we choose to reflect upon it. To resolve the evil of envy, we must plant the seeds of change. We must sow the good tree that will grow from the graveyard of the old. Toxic envy, the kind that divides, breeds resentment, and leads to harmful actions. Instead, we must cultivate the understanding that each individual has a unique role to play in the grand tapestry of life. Envy, when seen in this light, becomes a force for empathy and personal development, a guide to understanding what is missing in our own lives and how we can contribute to the larger whole. Just as we are each born with our own gifts, so too must we recognize the gifts of others and support one another in nurturing those gifts. Through this collective recognition, we are given the chance to turn the evil of envy into something far greater, a gift of eternity. Envy, when understood and channeled properly, can teach us the value of uniqueness, the importance of self-reflection, and the power of connection. It allows us to see what is lacking, what needs to be done, and how we can contribute to the world in a meaningful way. When we stop viewing envy as a curse and start seeing it as a call to action, we unlock its true potential. At its core, envy is about desire to become more, to achieve more, to be recognized. The fruit of envy, however, is not evil. It is the fruit of growth, of understanding, of transformation. Rather than allowing envy to tear us apart, we must allow it to inspire us to become better versions of ourselves, to work towards a more harmonious world, and to support each other in our unique journeys. In the end, the greatest reward we can derive from envy is not in the accumulation of wealth or status, but in the cultivation of a deeper sense of connection, compassion, and collective well-being. Envy is a powerful emotion, and it is up to us to choose how we will wield it. Through understanding, empathy, and shared growth, we can transform envy from a source of division and bitterness into a force that brings about unity, prosperity, and joy. And in doing so, we ensure that the gift of envy is one that benefits not just ourselves, but the entire universe. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the paradoxes of life. If you found this video thought-provoking, give it a like and share it with others who might enjoy unraveling these mysteries. Don't forget to subscribe for more content exploring the edges of existence. Until next time, question everything and keep exploring your own destiny. Take care. Bye-bye.